All right. Uh, Hello. I am back after a long time. As you can see, my background is different as I moved, and I finally have good enough internet to stream again. So that's really great. And so yeah, I am working on a game, and I'm going to show some examples of. Not examples. I'm actually just going to be working on it because you might as well be productive while streaming. So yeah, right now I've been working on modeling this tree, like upside down tree shaped thing. And what I'm trying to do is this might actually end up being a little too laggy to stream. It takes a little while for this to update. Normally I like read stuff on the internet while I wait for it to do stuff. We'll see. Yeah, going to. So yeah, this is a kind of a mangrove tree type thing that is going to be a structure in the city of a game, which I'm not going to talk about too much now. I'm just going to keep working on it and reveal things about it as I work. Get some music on here. And yeah, so let's see here. So normally I would have this on another monitor. It's going to be a little tricky to. I'll just reposition it here. And yeah, please let me know if the audio is messed up in any way. Alright. So I'm going to change the density here. Yeah, it's taking a while. Yeah, this is probably not the best thing to stream. So what it's doing when it's saying creating meta meshes is it's merging. You can actually see here in the viewport. It's taking these different like cylinder swept splines and it is stitching the geometry together in a good topology. And for as many branches as there are here, that's going to take a lot of time. So I'm going to switch tasks. I'm going to go back to the main level. This is just making an asset right now. Here's the problem: is if I cancel this, I have a chance of it messing up. I'm going to just show it because I saved. You see what'll happen is. Oh wait, whoa! I actually didn't mess up this time. Never mind. So, I think I'm gonna live with this the way it is for now. And what I'm gonna do is make a copy of this. Copy it. Actually, I'm just gonna convert it to. Oh, it did mess it up. Ha! It didn't look like it did at first. I'm gonna Control Z and see if trying to duplicate it did something. But yeah, this is the kind of behavior you get when you cancel one of these operations with the meta mesh. Is I think what it's doing is it's meta meshing these parts where they all come in. And so I canceled that operation and so now you have this mess. Okay. I can open up something where I just meshed it before and was playing around with it. It's significantly larger file. So yeah, so here's the thing. This game is about finding like objects, things that are similar kinds. So this is actually just fine. I can export these and play with them. Put this in ortho mode, get rid of this guy, make a plane. So this is going to be inside of shallow water. So I want to move this one down in more so you can see it's underneath the surface just a little bit. Yeah, I do think they're a little too dense right now, but this is going to be one of the ones in the background that's like less important. I think I turbo smooth this one. I may want to get rid of the triangles and reduce this mesh a little bit before I proceed. So, well, yeah. So you can see kind of what the meta mesh was doing before. So you go to quadrify all, and it's not going to quadrify all of them, it's just going to quadrify some of them. What's nice about this is now I can get some edge loops going on. I might do some cool stuff with the spirals there later on. I already have an idea. It just makes it a little cleaner. So yeah, so I'm gonna measure these. So yeah, they're pretty big. Oh no, they're not. I need to change the units in this file. That's right. So typically I try to use centimeters now, but for this game it's going to be so big with so many objects, and it's actually going to be better to make it meters. Let's set meters into system units. And display units is, whoa, not millimeters, that would be crazy. Alright, so now it's saying it's 72 meters tall, which is better, much better. In fact, I want to make it slightly bigger even. That's right. Yeah, let's do that. So, rescale real units. This is the way, this is just good practice. You don't really want to use the morpher to rescale because it doesn't rescale modifiers. I've gone into this in previous streams, but I'm gonna make this twice as big for now. This is just the proper way to do it. And I'll go ahead and rescale this guy as well. Alright, so let's see. I could mess around with getting some water in here now, but so output path does not exist aborting render. Okay. Well, let's just yeah, let's just save selected. We only really need this geometry anyways. Yeah. I'm gonna make like an assets. All right. Oh, I just noticed that my Facebook stream is not working properly. Please start your broadcast with my changes. Yeah, it's stuck on sending Jada. Oh, that's a bummer. I don't know exactly what I need to do to get the Facebook stream working. I'm debating whether to look this up here. Facebook. At least I'm streaming to YouTube, but YouTube I don't have any followers. I think I might have to go into restream. If I can't solve this in a couple of minutes, I'll go back to modeling. This says I'm gonna have to restart my broadcast in order to apply changes. The weird thing is that it didn't really apply any changes. Alright, I'm just gonna try restarting it real quick. So be right back. Alright, hopefully my stream is going to keep working. Nope, it's not. Well, I'm gonna give up on Facebook then for now. I'll figure it out later. Alright, back to actual content. Yay, so I'm gonna bring in, that's been a little while. This is, I'll go ahead and save this. Alright. So I'm actually making this in ISO view. I haven't actually done a full render in V-Ray with ISO before. I'm gonna get up real quick while this opens. Alright. Actually, I'll get some water. Alright, so got the start of the scene here. So it's going to be way zoomed out like this. There's going to be a lot of complexity in these images, and the idea is that people start zoomed in, and as they play and as they gather and complete tasks, they are able to get a broader picture of the thing. So I made this camera placeholder so that when I go into orthographic mode, it'll be even, and I can composite things in 2D later. Let's do a quick test render here. It's going to be a little too zoomed out. I'm not sure. Yeah, so some of these are just hanging there. They haven't actually been integrated in the scene yet. I'll move this off screen here. So don't want to be this zoomed in. Let's see. So one thing I did was I added this kind of water foam. I'm excited to see, so I'm going to merge my scene that I just saved out earlier. And there we go. These are approximately the size I wanted. What I might end up doing is going in and adding the membranes for these in Gravity Sketch once I set that up, but that's for another day. So what I want to have is these types of structures are kind of forming these webs and networks throughout the scene. You can have structures hanging off of them. So I have one thing I'd love to do with this. And last time I tried it, it crashed, and so I'm going to do it very carefully this time, which is to contour it. First, we'll go into isolation mode. Actually, I'll try something a little different this time. I'm going to copy my object, and I'm going to apply a scalpel modifier on it and turn it to shape. So what this should do, you can see. Now this is interesting. Oh, I'm a silly person. I need to move the gizmo. And so I can get these splines on the side here. Now, depending on the type of shape, this can create errors. I've got another way of doing this that's more automated, but this allows me to control exactly where I put the spline cut. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and inverge that. So convert to editable spline. So now you can see I have this independent thing. Now we'll see how many errors I get when I try sweeping this guy. It's going to take a little while because there's so many. Oh, it's not too bad. That's what I want. So yeah, imagine these all as like little rooms. So each one of these are kind of tall. These are 18 meters tall. You'll see that I've got a bunch of errors here. And I have a way I think I'm going to get around these. And it's through Max's built-in selection tools. So yeah, let's try this here. Yeah, right now we've got. Yeah, I see what's happening. We can make these cleaner because I want to be able to animate the textures on these. So I do need to try to make them cleaner, not have overlapping UVs, that kind of a thing. So I'll generate a new stream key real quick. Go into Facebook and just see if it's possible to get my stream working properly. I said I wouldn't deal with it, but I lied. Oh, there it is. Live video. Okay. Alright, here we go. Stream key. Since I'm giving up on Facebook in general, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, my problem is like almost all my followers are like when I stream to Facebook, I get way more viewers than Twitch, and so it's like if I just if I stream this time, I'm going to be losing out on a lot of people who are going to see it if I don't fix it now. And I had no way of knowing it was broken until I started streaming. So if I give up on Facebook, it's going to take a long time to get as many viewers. But okay, I will give up. I will give up. We'll get back to work. Hello, Ghost of Christmas Future. Man, Future Christmas is a great aesthetic, by the way. I've been chipping away at something that is like that. I recently had an update in this one plugin that lets me do Christmas light type things, like lots of little colored lights. I can scatter them and paint them around. It's gonna be freaking awesome. So I like the username. All right, back to work. So I'm gonna show the way I'm gonna do these rooms. First of all, I think maybe 6 meters is a little tall for these. I'm gonna make it 5. Alright, that's a little better. We're gonna edit poly, go to Polygon, into selection, and we want it to be convex selection. Let's see. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like set the threshold such that it's better to just use the slider. What should be happening is it only selects. There we go. That's what I want. I just set up the threshold until I don't see any more filling in. There's another way I could do this as well, which is kind of tedious to watch, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Which is just to select them. See, the problem is that the geometry is glitchy, and when it's glitchy, the selection tools don't work properly. So. Alright, so now I'm going to invert selection, delete mesh, edit poly again, then cap holes. Alright, so there's still some glitching in here, but it's better at least. Oh, I see what it did. It selected these inner ones. How am I gonna get rid of those? I don't want to go in and do it all manually. I wonder if I can sweep with just. No, this should see. This is concave, and I only want the convex. So I was on the right track before. So rather than doing this, see if I can go back to let's do another edit poly. Let's try that You can do it by surface. You can do it by normal. See if I can. Oh yeah, you can do it by Z. Yeah, this might be the best way to select them. It's taking me a little while to do this stuff, but once I do it, I can keep repeating it. So yeah. So let's delete mesh. Yeah, and it's still not. Unfortunately, when you select by Z, you don't get that inner one. I really should be doing concave. I just that's the best way to do it. I'm gonna try this. Just gonna jump it. Copy. There we go. That's what I wanted. So some of these are going to glitch a little bit. I could bridge them. Yeah, see, they've got this like phantom geometry, but this is still, I got rid of all this overlapping crap, the tops. And they're pretty normalized. So, but unfortunately cap pulls is not going to work on these. At least not well. Yeah, see, I have some glitchies here. I'm gonna keep this. Looks cool. Let's do this again. Okay. Make sure we have a copy here. And I just am selecting the gizmo. So I want there to be another room like these, only a little higher up on the chain. And I think we're going to make it maybe a little smaller. This one. Yeah. Edit spline. And convert to editable spline. This collapses the modifier stack. And I can do the same thing. You know, there's actually a much cleaner way to do this that I've kind of forgotten about, which is if I just convert the splines to poly and I go into local mode. So go into element mode, select all of them, change to local. I can just go in and resize these all, and they should resize separately. Beautiful. Oh, that's so much better of a way to do it. It's been a little while since I've done this technique, and so you got to see the inferior way of doing it, and then why it's so much better now. Yay! And so now I can adjust. Now I can adjust the height of each floor through shell modifier. In fact, this is so much better that I think I'm just gonna get rid of these down here. I didn't used to care as much about glitchiness, but now that I want to do animation on this for the game, I have to be a little more careful about my, more of a steward for my UVs. Alright, so let's see, how tall should this floor be? Let's make it 4 meters again. 4.5. Yeah. So one thing I could do is tessellate this now with the face center. What I like about that is now right now it looks like crap because we have a tension value on it. Face center. See, I was gonna pull out these X's. Here's the thing, is that people are actually going to be zoomed in this game to where they can see all these things. So even though it doesn't look like this is a big deal here, it's going to be. However, it may not be best for me to deal with that right now, and instead I think I should just be making a few more of these. Just noticed my webcam is kind of too dark. Let's see if I can get that. Ghost of Christmas Future asks, what program is this? This is 3ds Max. Yeah, I guess the top bar of the stream covers it up. That's 3ds Max version 2020. With lots of plugins. So it's alright, I'm gonna make a copy and do another quick scalpel. Go into this mode again. What's cool about this is I'm going to show another thing I'm going to do with the structure after I've done a couple more of these. Edit spline, convert to editable spline. I have a shortcut for this, but I've forgotten what it is. Edit poly. Then you go into element mode, Control A to select all. And then we're still in local mode. Scale this guy here, make it a little bit bigger than the last floors. I want it to kind of flare out at the bottom. Something like this. So you can kind of see, it's a subtle thing, but... And you know something else I'd like to do with this one is I'm going to extrude it. Yeah, this is going to be cool. Alright, go back into main object mode, which will allow me to shell it again. It remembers my setting from before, 4.5 meters. It's good for now. But let's do something fancier with this here. How about... I could extrude everything outward. So now that we have nice clean geometry, we can do that thing that kind of failed before and just select convex mode. Oh, wait a minute here. Yeah, like that. So now I only have top and bottom selected, none of the sides. I just inverted selection, and then now I can go into the graphite modeling tools and do an extrude operation. In fact, no, let's actually try bevel first. So I might want to do a bi-polygon thing. Just see what it looks like. Whoa! Craziness. I have another thing that's actually way more useful for, yeah, I'm gonna get some geometry errors if I do this. And the reason for this is it's selecting even the really small polygons. What I want is to set a range of which polygon, a polygon surface area for these windows. So I'm going to get out of this. There's a very handy script out here that allows me to do this. I think I wasn't able to put it on by toolbar, so I'm gonna have to run it from here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first measure the size. This is the kind of polygon I want to select. I don't want to go much smaller than this, right? So, base area, space, get polygon area. Oh, I know why it's doing this. So, I'm going to make a copy of this. And then collapse it. I believe this script only works on, alright, I think it only works on collapsed objects, unfortunately. It'd be great if, yeah, so see, it just got the polygon area, and so now I can set a range. I can say I want things that are, say, 18 meters squared by, say, 20. Actually want it to be pretty big, so let's just set a big number like 40. Select polygons. Boom! That's what I want. Alright, let's actually make it 19 minimum. This is what I wanted. So, oh, that's strange. This guy, oh, this is just, I see, this is just overlapping with its... If I really wanted to get fancy, I would actually do a Boolean operation on these and get rid of all of these, but that's going to be diminishing returns. It's not worth doing. So all these little guys are not going to have this done with them. I'm going to save the selection set. I'm going to say, second, what's the name of this kind of a tree? Cypress? It's like a cypress. I kind of codename these things based on just what they look like in nature. I'll just call it root arc. Alright, so now in case I accidentally deselect this, I've got it here. So now I can do my bevel. I think something is happening with my desktop. Maybe I'm not supposed to have this. Oh boy. Oh! Okay. I'm gonna save before anything bad happens. Oh yeah, I forgot that I was going to do something with my webcam real quick. Huh. I don't see... It looks like it's kind of too dark. Maybe it's fine. It's probably fine. Getting distracted. Alright, so what this does is it bevels things out by polygon. And I don't really want it to go out that many meters. That's a lot of meters. Just make it 2. In fact, it could even be... Actually, it looks a little cooler with 3, I think. And let's not set it by a whole meter. Let's make it like 0.75. Oops. Negative 0.75. I'll have that minus sign. Alright. Finally. That's kind of what I wanted. The cool thing is I can do that further and for some of them. See, I really like being able to select by Polygon Area. So this one I'm gonna put into the archive. So you just add my layers to and I'll just hide that. And I want to try something else here. What would the best way to do this be? I'm going to scalpel it and then I'm going to shell parts of it. Which is a very cool effect. I've done this or something like this before. So then once again make a copy. Yeah. So I want to give it this kind of a sheath, like a thickness towards the top. That's kind of uniform along the whole thing. It really helps show off its form well, and it looks like there's this extra reinforcement made in an area of it. So instead of shape, I'm going to kill and fill. Their terminology, not mine. might as well have more room to like see what's going on here. I really like the way this looks. I've been trying to do a better job of taking screenshots as I go, because I'm working on yeah. So if you don't mind me, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this in a couple. Actually, yeah. Alright. Get out of UI mode here. Alright. So I'm going to do just a minor sheet with this. So we're going to edit poly and shell it. There we go. Easy peasy. Alright, so I'm going to do this again, but only... Let's see, is one enough? Yeah, that's enough. So do this one more time. I'm going to use something loud, nice nested isolation, which I absolutely love this. It allows me to have multiple layers of isolation, very useful. Yeah. Actually, I think I actually want to get out of... So maybe, right about there. A little closer down. So now we have this band. And what I like about the band, it will be apparent soon. Give it a random color here. So that when I shell it, I'm going to make it 2.5 meters. Let's look the other way. This is pretty darn dense. I was going to have a bunch of buildings that this is kind of, you know, interspersing with, which you still can do, but it is pretty dense. What I ended up doing is going back into that parametric plant thing and redoing stuff. But what this really needs right now is some kind of a center point. So let's see what I've got in my library. So I want my ball shapes. I've got some funny stuff in here actually. This needs to be a little more, this needs to be updated actually. I have some other ball type shapes that would be better for this. I'm gonna try my IKEA lamp. So we're gonna quick align it. Okay. I think this would work if I have a secondary, like, just opaque wall inside of it. Yeah. I could just add a geosphere, I could add a basic sphere. What to do? I'll set a basic one for now. Yeah, let's actually end isolation mode. I want to make sure that these are all on the same layer. Yeah, oops. I accidentally used a hotkey I didn't want to there. Okay, so now I can create my sphere. Just align it so it's nice and centered. Make it dark maybe. So I haven't really given this any materials yet. Oh no, I have, but it's not finding the maps right now, so that's why it's showing up as white. So what I need to do is remove all materials. One interesting thing about this water... Oh, is it not doing it? It's supposed to show a bit of foam, a bit of disturbance where anything is touching it. I have to go into my shaders and make sure that it's behaving properly, because it was totally behaving earlier. Alright, we can remove all materials. I kind of want to, maybe in VR I'll go in and kind of, I think I'll leave this one alone for now. What I want to do is add little buildings and different things that are kind of stuck in these, like they're kind of being suspended and have been, oh, this is interesting. My shell geometry is a little bit wonky. What I think I'll do is I'll scalpel this again at the bottom, see where it kind of went down. I'm not sure I like that. Could just try mesh smoothing or turbo smoothing it, see. Oh, that's actually not so bad. It kind of has this like nice like little sophisticated curve down. It looks like some kind of a sheath. Yeah, I think I'll keep that actually. Yeah. And these are all archive shapes, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna move them. Actually, I might be able to do some stuff with this one. something like this. Right now I'm just adjusting the cage at which this will be edited. This makes it easier later. It gives me more control when I do adjust the control points. Notice I'm not adjusting the sides of it at all because I want the floors to still have right angles so that you have this kind of stair-steppy look. Yeah, so this is not getting, it's very distorted. Just wanted to distort in this direction so that I can use it. I love Cage Edit. It basically warps the space around the object, or it kind of conceptualizes what that space is. It's one of my most used tools. Make sure there's no errors. That's pretty good. Yeah, I am watching Trat on Twitch, so if anyone has any questions, I'm here to answer. Yeah, this is a very dense. Unfortunately, I made this asset years ago when I didn't have this good of a handle on optimizing these things. So it's going to be very slow to change. This is one of those things where you kind of get diminishing returns. Yes, it is 3DS Max. Hello, Mocap. I remember you from before. The vision is 2020. want to measure and see what this. So it's right about 4 meters tall, which is about a standard floor. So this is sort of where my the apartments would be. And yeah, past me did a terrible job with extruding this stuff. The problem is that it's a weird process that I got these outlines and it created errors in the spline, and then I extruded the splines. And visually they look okay, but there are a bunch of errors in them, and I really wanted to... I was gonna have these windows that were following the outside of these shapes, and I wanted to animate the textures in those windows. I may or may not have problems doing that. I probably won't. So I'm gonna leave them alone because it's really boring to watch that stuff get fixed. And I might not even need to do it at all. So it can be easy to fall into rabbit holes of perfectionism with this kind of stuff. So I think a big part of the skill is knowing when it's just okay to just leave it alone. So notice how when I moved this one, it also moved its partner. You can make unique in order to have the partner not update. I wanted to put the partner somewhere else. Like over here. Flip him. I wanted this to function kind of like a lily pad. I don't know exactly how it renders yet. Oh wow, the shape's completely underwater right now. Let's see what my water's doing. Yeah, see, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Is notice this kind of a shore effect. The water's bumping up against this here. Let's let me go into my material editor and show what's going on there. I might want to actually make it bigger than that. I like it. It helps make everything look like it's not just on water textured concrete. The water texture is still a little wonky. I'm not an expert at making realistic water. I feel like well, I'm planning to do a lot of post-processing. Like add some of my own water texture stuff. So yeah, this is the foam. So I'm using what's called a mixed material, where you have a base and a coat in the V-Ray dirt map. This is what's selecting that cool fall-off effect. Let's increase that radius to like 8 meters. And then we should see, when we render again, put this down here. Actually, what am I doing? I should be doing some, I should just be looking at part of it. Like that. Now we render. And see, I'll only render that part of the screen there. Yeah. All right, so that looks kind of fake. You can see when I work on this stuff, I bounce around a lot. You know. Right now I want it to be a little more turbulent than that, so I think I'll add a turbulence map like a procedural thingy. Where's my material? Oh, there we go. So for occluded color, I actually want to get a map going. I'm going to go to black and white and see if I've got a cellular map. Yeah, I do. So this, so what it should do now is it should have some unevenness, but I don't know exactly. I'm going to turn the tiling down because I have a feeling, try this now. Grapes may be the wrong, oh, there we go. So what's cool is I can then take this and mix it with other ones, other turbulence. So it definitely is wrong. That's not exactly what I want, but that is closer. Let's try. I don't remember exactly what it's called. There's like a fractal noise, but I don't think they call it that in this one. I basically just go in and save stuff out typically, and so then I don't remember what they're called. I think it's just noise. And then I think it's in here. Let's just try this and see what's going on with it here. I think I can also randomize the distribution a little bit. Yeah. See what we get here. That's actually better. It's better. Still kind of spotty. I went with a little more gradiency, but one thing I can do is I think I can just adjust the tiling and get this working. Yeah, let's try that. I should go into my render settings. Yeah, that's better. I want to bleed it out a little bit still. See if making the radius 20 has an effect. A lot of this is just about, you know, trial and error. See if it doesn't do anything. Okay, no, it is doing. Okay. I'm gonna get back down to 8 though. I think that the smoke, that's the one I was looking for. I was looking for a smoke map for the radius. In fact, you can even try it for the occluded. Let's see what it does here. Interesting. Put that way down. Which is strange because it's a mostly white map. I would think that it would have taken it up. See what fractal noise does. Could be that because the tiling is so high. Yeah, it looks like it's completely got rid of it. See if we put tiling at, oh, tiling is at 1. So, fractal noise is not doing what it should be doing, neither is regular noise. Turbulence gives me what I want. So I can change noise size here. Oh, I'm gonna try blurring it. See what that does. I think there's also a blur, like a sort of like a color correction map that lets you blur it. Still kind of spotty. Could easily spend a lot of time messing with this, and one thing I'm a little concerned about is every time I do a preview render, it might actually stop the stream. I'll need to review the recording to know this for sure. Well, I think I'm going to take a break now, and I can come back and keep going later. So thank you for everybody who tuned in, and yeah, have a good day.